Lamar University is right behind me. Let me show you how close these robberies have taken place to the university.
Ron?
Bill, police say they aren't sure if the robberies at Little Caesar and Dairy Queen are related, but they say the MO is the same. The surveillance video shows 3 young men walking into the Dairy Queen. Now, Bill and Kelly, in case you're wondering, yes, I have my ticket here. Now, if I win, will I show up to work tomorrow? Well, Greg is here to preview our weather, and we had lots of calls come in today from our viewers about the smoke.
Yeah.
We should let them know that it's because of the marsh fire. A star football player for Clemson is behind bars, arrested on drug charges. I'm News 4's Ron Reynolds with reaction from Coach Tommy Belden and the late-breaking details in a live report.
Ron?
Kelly, it's a 200-acre fire. Crews have been working all afternoon to control it. About an hour ago, I was told that 5% of the fire was contained. Now, it started around noon at a field of Twin City near Spurlock. This is where the Jefferson County Police Association gun range and the Mid-County Remote Control Club are located. A lot of manpower is here. Nederland Fire Department, Water District Number 10 volunteer firefighters, and the Texas Forest Services are working the fire. Crews are using heavy equipment to gain control of the fire. 3 helicopters, 6 dozers, along with fire engines. But a big factor in their efforts, as in the case with other fires, is the weather.
A lot of the fire activity is going to depend on the weather. It's very hot and it's pretty windy out here, so that's going to really drive fire behavior.
Yeah, do we know how the fire started?
I do not know at this time how it started, no.
Now, crews will be here throughout the evening. The Texas Forest Service and the Nederland Fire Department will look for a cause. Kelly, coming up at 6, we'll have another live update. But for now, reporting live in Jefferson County, Ron Reynolds, KFDM 6 News. We have pictures of the little girl's injuries. We want to warn you, they are graphic. The mother of the 3rd grader says she wants to warn other parents about what she feels was a lack of concern shown for her daughter. However, she asked us not to identify her because she's worried about the possibility of being harassed for speaking publicly. Homer Drive Elementary School 3rd graders enjoyed a field trip to the Sports Connection Entertainment Center in Mid-County. But for one student, the fun came to an abrupt halt.
She blacked out and there was nobody around at Sports Connection. She basically simply got out of the go-kart, undid her seatbelt and ran until she found the nearest adult that could help her.
The injured student's mom says her daughter was riding in a go-kart when she was rear-ended by another student, causing this head injury.
When I removed the band-aids from off of her forehead, it was, you can just see the meat down almost to her skull. And she was bleeding and she was swollen around that area real bad.
The parent says she understands accidents do happen, but what's difficult for her to stomach, she says, is that the school put the entire class, including the injured student, back on the school bus and headed for Pappadeaux's restaurant to eat lunch. The mother said she was told to pick up her daughter there.
I felt that she should have immediately been taken to the emergency room for that injury because there's no telling what could have happened between that time frame from them leaving Sports Connection and going all the way to Pappadeaux. She could have slipped into a coma. She could have blacked out. Anything could have happened.
The mother says from Pappadeaux's, she rushed her child to the Beaumont Baptist Hospital emergency room where her daughter's head injury required 12 stitches. In response to questions from KFDM, the Beaumont School District released a statement that reads, "The safety of Beaumont ISD students is a priority for all district employees. Staff members from Homer Drive Elementary followed proper district procedures in administering aid and contacting parents when a 3rd grade student from Homer Drive Elementary sustained an injury on a May 26 field trip. But the 9-year-old's parents claim the district showed no concern.
From the time the incident happened to the time I took my child to the emergency room to the next day, there were no phone calls."
Now, we spoke to the manager at Sports Connection where the field trip was held. The manager tells KFDM News an employee of the entertainment center bandaged the injury and stopped the bleeding, and that the school began trying to reach the parent at the time of the accident. Still, the mother feels school officials should have taken her injured daughter to an emergency room and not Pappadeaux's. Ron Reynolds, 6 News Tonight. Well, Bill, the school district's police chief says about 1 o'clock this morning, 2 men came here to the administration building and rearranged this word recognize. Now, BISD is recognized based on state standards for test results and other factors, something that the school district has been proud about. But the school district released this video this afternoon taken by the surveillance camera on the administration building. Although you can't see them, there are 2 men in this still shot. But what was apparent is that someone rearranged the word recognized to spell N-I-G-E-E. It was discovered by Dr. Thomas this morning when he arrived at work. The school district says it's at least the 5th time someone shuffled the letters, but the first time a racial epithet was created. Police Chief Clydell Duncan says he's treating what has happened as a hate crime.
But it has never reached the point where somebody actually changed the word to a hateful word like nigger. At least they're trying to spell the word nigger.
Now, the school district surveillance cameras were not able to get a close shot of the men that were on the lawn. However, the camera did capture what appeared to be a white truck circling the administration building about 3 times. Now, BISD is asking for the public's help. If anyone knows anything about this incident, they want you to call. Reporting live in Beaumont, Ron Reynolds, KFDM 6 News. One Indian student was robbed on April 30th, another one on May 4th, and yet again a third one today. Now, Lamar University is right behind me. Let me show you how close these robberies have taken place to the university. If you look just behind me, you'll see this blue apartment complex. Just behind the apartment complex is the 1100 block of Oregon. That's where the robberies are taking place. Now, police say today an Indian student walking home from school noticed another man following him. Investigators say that man grabbed the student around the neck and demanded money. The victim told police he struggled for a short while with the attacker, who managed to get the victim's wallet from his pocket. Police say the attacker is a black man, about 5'11", and is in his mid-20s. He ran north on Cochran Street. Lamar University Police and Beaumont Police used dogs in the search. The canines lost the robber's scent. The 3 victims in the robberies are students from India. Some Indian students I spoke with know the other victims. The students didn't want to reveal their faces because they're afraid. In fact, they say they're terrified of leaving their homes to go to school.
We can't even dare to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like from my car to my home, just 2 feet, and we were too scared. I need to call my buddy and I say that, come on, I'm in a car, you have to come down and I need to go home. That's the level of our scaredness.
Now, tonight at 10, we'll have more on the robberies, and you'll also hear from a student who says today reminds him of what happened to him and his roommates when they were robbed back in March. For now, reporting live in Beaumont, Ron Reynolds, KFDM 6 News.
I have no electricity on that side at all.
Vanessa Zeno believes the electrical wiring in her apartment is so bad that only one burner will work on her electric stove. And she says when she turns on 2, a few moments later,
My lights cut off every time.
How long has this been going on?
For the two and a half years that I've been here.
And you spoke to...
And I've let them know.
Zeno says she also complained about a water leak underneath her sink. Crystal London, who lives a few doors down, says water is also leaking underneath her kitchen sink and that her stove is a safety hazard too.
Turn this around. Stick it up in here like this and watch it automatically burn. It automatically burns. The control doesn't work.
So this is getting hot.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, touch
it's
it.
getting
It's
hot
hot now.
and it's on off.
It won't turn off, not even with the knob.
But the knob is on off.
Yes, that's right.
The knob is on off.
London says she has a list of problems that have not been addressed because she says the landlord wants money before doing any repairs.
When you call him to come and fix something, he charges you a $50 fee first before he walks in here.
I spoke with the man who says his name is Henry Nguyen. He told us he's the manager of the apartment complex. Nguyen says there is a fee if the tenant is at fault for breaking whatever needs to be fixed. Nguyen also confirms he gave tenant Tina Ryan an eviction notice because her lights were disconnected. Ryan says the notice came when she complained about a hole inside her apartment.
To put in that a rat was crawling in my son's room.
Other tenants say they worry about the possibility of a fire because electrical wires that run from inside a couple of the apartments to provide electricity for outdoor lights. Now, some of the tenants also complained about bats in the complex. The apartment manager says that problem has been addressed, and he showed us a receipt from a pest control company. He also says the issues with the stoves would have been corrected had the tenants left notes, which they say they did. Ron Reynolds, 6 News Tonight.